Alright, for all you guys out there running a Mach 3 PC, I got my VFD, pretty popular one. I just installed a C6 board from CNC4 PC. One of the old geckos with a nice power supply and basic breakout board. It works pretty well. Don't mind the mess. It took a while to figure this out. My struggle was really with this at first. Wiring was pretty straightforward. The diagram from CNC4 PC was kind of crappy. But one of my last struggles was actually the VI to VR jumper. For the C6 board, it has to be on the VI side. Your basic setup here. Once I got all that figured out, really the next step was Mach 3. Had to go for my diagram for this cheap breakout board here. It works. My issue was getting all the parameters set. And everybody tells you, you're going to go to here and your configuration, your motor outputs. Mine are different than what they say just because my breakout board is different. But it's important to note that you're going to need to have step low active checked. We'll go to output signals. And here's the kicker. These are, I'm running forward and reverse. But in order for this to work through my breakout board, and what I had to do here was active low needed to be checked. I wasn't getting any voltage out of my output on my C6 board. So I was getting nothing out of here. The signals were crossed in between running my step. And that was really it. It was a matter of, clicking and figuring out what it was. So what I found out, it was actually active low, and on the motor output, step low active. That was my big issue. Spindle, same. And your outputs, your inputs, step direct. But it works pretty well. Calibrating the spindles, pretty simple. I gotta adjust my motors. You have to change the speed on it as well. Your kernel speed has to be 2500 hertz. So that's why before I was running the dongle. The problem was sometimes the machine shook so much it would actually knock it loose on the motherboard. It seemed hokey to me, and then it would wind up shutting the motherboard off during the, in the middle of cutting something. So I decided to run the C6 board, plus wanted reverse so we could start doing some tapping and whatnot. But it does work pretty well. The pot's pretty simple. I don't know about the 7 volts issue because, I can play around it more. They want the pot set to 7 volts. I'm at 1.8. And what I know from my previous estimate, I don't have a tachometer on my machine, on my spindle, but I know that 3000 RPM was 60 hertz. So what I did was I typed in my spindle speed. I was running at 3500 before. I typed in my spindle speed and I adjusted my voltage on my pot setting here to about 60 hertz at that speed. But it does run pretty well. That's it.